Welcome to another episode on my pneumatic hand and robotic arm with fischertechnik. Last time I did several attempts to get the hand working, and I used working with BASIC. Beginners all-purpose symbolic instruction code, old programming language, and that didn't work quite as expected. So the question is, why? Well, I've had some thoughts, and maybe I am a bit too impatient. So with now I should change the directory. Right here, that will bring me into the directory for FtLoader. I did that in the last time as well, and that should bring me into a Windows program, and it seems that I have to wait a bit, not half an hour or so, but just some time, and see if that does work. But since I have tried 3 different computers and they all give the same, at least last time they all did the same, which is not finding the interface, and on top of that another interface wasn't found either, to my surprise. Then the question is, alright, what then? Well, the answer may be going old school. And old school means in this case using a very legacy interface, serial interface, RS232. The robo interface is equipped with both USB and a serial connection, 9 pins, not the 25 pins one, and it brings another point with it. Computers, even 14-year-old computers, don't have usually use a serial port. So in comes USB serial converter. If this one remains unfindable, and it looks that way, so that means that I have to use this. But first of all, let me check if anything else is working. So I won't say quit, but I will assume that the diagnosis interface that I usually use is working. So let's just see how the rest goes. So, looking at the interface right here, this is the USB connection, and this is the serial interface. And how to connect that? Well, of course you need a serial cable, and then this can disconnect it, but the other end of the serial cable will be connected to this converter. So this one goes in here, and the other end goes of course into the computer. And that means that I am very curious how this light will be. Usually it checks between everything, infrared, serial and USB, so I will go in this way. Let's just see and find out. Next thing to do is of course in FtLoader selecting the serial COM port, but I first have to check which one actually is there. And it says USB 0, so I will assume that is COM port 1. And right now it says it's not available, no rights to use it actually. The access of the port is denied. So that brings a new challenge, which I didn't expect by the way. But if I start FtLoader with sudo to make sure that I have all rights, who knows what happens. And then I'm curious about this one. So let's see on screen. So the access of the specified port is denied. Is the port free for use? Well, it is. So I guess I will have to quit this. And here you can see TTY USB 0, which usually is the first COM port. So what is this one doing? Not owned for you, not owned by you. Really? So, how do I solve this one? Oh, I can check that by the way. It is owned by root. So, if I change ownership, alright, does this work? Yes. Now I can just start and see whatever happens. Still denied. Alright, I didn't expect this. It's not connected to USB any longer. So this is not as easy as it seems. I can open a minicom session to get serial communication, but then again, what does it matter in this case? not much because it has no operating system on it. Just the bare metal. And then what? Back to USB and try again. Not quite sure that's going to work. Let's think about it. And it turns out to be a little bit different than I thought. I should not change ownership of TTY USB 0, but I should make a logical link, symbolic link actually, symbolic, from TTY USB 0 to wine those devices COM1. And that should do it according to internet. So now, if everything is alright, I should have a COM1 here, which I do, and let's see if this actually works. Well, alright. This actually does work. And it actually does show the serial number of the interface, device firmware. So that means that I actually have a very old-fashioned OC, and this is in it. So what to do is the next step. Download program. I should upload the interpreter first, which should go in Flash 2, and then mere hand in Flash 1, as they recommend. So now I'm in contact what I didn't manage using USB. Interesting. Very old school this. Anyway, read hex file. Oh wait, it says read hex file. And that's the point, because the interpreter is no hex file. Download file. Will that work? Because that's the point. The interpreter is a COM file, I think. And this isn't working. So how to deal with this? Another thing to find out. And things still don't go exactly as planned. I want to upload mere hand, which is a hex file, into program Flash program 1 flash. So I first read the contents, which is absolutely 0 or 255 actually, and then I want to write it, and then it says there's an error. The number of characters in the file is not correct, and the number of lines characters says 1452. So there's a problem with that as well. And download, how do you download file without knowing how to do that? That's one. Then this is interpreter.rom, ROM, and when I try to do the FtUploader, it says here USB device, and here is serial on off. Well, I thought initially that is alright, I can use the serial interface, but that's not so. The serial they use here the real serial number instead of the usual 0001, and the real serial number is here 40358. So this is not going to work in the situation where I use the serial interface. Back here, in here. So how do I get the file in there? Well, is it upload or is it download? So I'll quit this, start again. Select serial, it reads it perfectly, which I like. Then I say, alright, I want it, I want let's say I want the interpreter in flash 2. So flash 2 is here, 0A0100. But what's the date? What is, which data? That's a good one. Here I can't do anything too because download file is completely gray. And yes, this is in here, but if I start, what will happen? I can try. Let's do that. Just for fun, let's try. Alright, back to the physical arm. Everything's connected. The LEDs right here still shows inactivity from the computer side. FtUploader is waiting for input, so let's try to do something. Hopefully it works, but I don't expect anything. I press start and it starts and ends immediately. So actually that shows exactly what I expected. And then actually it says no response from the serial interface. Is it actually activated? and then it goes completely in error, as the lights show. And right now this is what is shown. So this is not a good point. I will exit and cycle power. Then start the FtLoader again. Select COM1 and it says again it is there with the hand program loaded in FtLoader. So right now I start to be very careful, because I don't want to ruin the interface. So the question is, what next? Trying the USB again? I think so. So exiting the program. Let's do it like this. Taking away this one. Insert. Power on. Program FtLoader started again, and let's wait a bit. It may need a bit of time. Before something works. I hope not too long. Half a minute would be max, should be max. And they already warned that it may take a while after power on, but a while is not half an hour. It's more like a minute or so. And that is not happening. And by the way, the meerhand.hex is uploaded using FtLoader. So that should be working. Let's give it a try again. And here you see again using FtUploader for the USB device. Upload interpreter .rom to flash target FtLoader, file program for FtLoader, overwriting destination, etc. Sorry, upload failed. And then here, well, to FtLoader, overwriting destination, restart device. So I twice restarted device, it's not working. So I'm going to again restart the device and put the serial cable in again, re-plug the interface, and then select COM1, and it has it again as it was. So before I go further, I should actually check that everything works using Python. So let's go there. And that implies that I switch again to USB. It is what it is. So in order to check that I didn't ruin anything, I should actually run the Python program, and for that I will have to switch interface from serial to USB first. Alright, so that is done, up and running. Start the program. Well, and that looks nicely as ever. Except that the vertical gearbox doesn't operate as intended, but this is more like everything works. And let me test the finger. Well, I guess the pressure wasn't built up yet. Alright, and now the arm works as well. Needs a bit of help. And there it goes. The arms don't work, the fingers don't work, but I don't mind for now. This shows anyway that the hardware is correct, just the software on basic end fails to work. And the fact that the hex file which is uploaded shows now that there is a failure. I don't buy that really. Anyway, this is the end for this episode, unfortunately ending with Python instead of BASIC. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video, give it thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Leave comments if you like. Please donate to keep the videos coming to you. For more information about donating, see my website. And this is of course going to be continued. For now, bye bye.